It was almost 2 in the morning when my phone lit up with a number I didn't recognize. I thought it might be an emergency from the office. Instead, a calm, steady voice came through the line. "Mr. Hassan, this is Barrister Nadia Chalgri. I'm calling on behalf of your wife, Rumana." I sat up straight in bed. "Rumana? Where is she? No one has heard from her in 2 weeks." "Your wife is safe, but as of today, she is no longer your wife. The divorce papers were filed last week, and the court has already approved them." The room seemed to tilt. "That's impossible. I never received anything. I never signed a single paper." "Notices were sent to your office address 3 times. Your secretary signed for all of them." My hands started to shake. I remembered now. Weeks ago, my secretary had dropped an envelope on my desk and said, "Sir, it didn't look urgent, so I filed it. I never even opened it. Let me speak to her, please, just once." "No, Mr. Hassan, she was very clear. She does not want you to contact her directly." The old arrogance flared up in me before I could stop it. "Do you have any idea who I am? I own the largest construction firm in this city. I know exactly who you are, Mr. Hassan. So did Rumana. That's precisely why she left." The line went dead. I sat there in the dark, the phone still pressed to my ear long after the call had ended, as if the silence itself might explain something the words hadn't. My younger brother Imran showed up at my apartment with a folder full of papers, his face unusually serious. "Baya, for the last 6 months, Barbie has been quietly planning to start an NGO. She bought a small piece of land in Rangpur in her own name." I said nothing. "There's no transaction from any account you don't already know about. Everything is clean. She didn't take anyone's money. She just built her own way out." I asked myself the question that would not let go of me. How had she planned all of this with such patience, such precision, and I had noticed nothing at all? For 5 years, I had given Rumana everything money could buy: a house in the city's most expensive neighborhood, holidays abroad, a driver, household staff. But I had never once in 5 years sat down with her over evening tea and asked how her day had gone. That night, I went through the old photo albums, searching for something I couldn't yet name. Our wedding, company galas, dinners with friends I barely remembered. In every photograph, Rumana stood beside me, smiling, a composed, practiced smile, the kind you learn to wear. Then I stopped on one photograph. It was from the first year of our marriage, on the beach at Cox's Bazar. Rumana stood barefoot in the sand, her hair caught in the wind, a coconut in her hand, laughing, really laughing, the kind of laugh that comes from somewhere unguarded. I turned the photograph over. On the back, in her handwriting, was a note I had never seen. "The day you learn to love something more than your own busyness, I'll still be standing beside you. I will wait, but not forever." The date beneath it was from the week after our wedding. For 5 years, those words had been sitting in a drawer, inches from my hand, and I had never once turned the photograph over. Below it, in fresher ink, was a second line. "You know the address in Rangpur. If you truly understand what you've lost, come yourself. not through a lawyer. Come with your heart. Chapter 3. The Road to Rangpur. I sat with that piece of paper until the sky turned grey. I thought about every deadline I had made and every anniversary I had missed. I thought about the nights I had come home long after she was asleep and the mornings I had left before she woke. I had built an empire of buildings and never built a single evening with my own wife. Somewhere around dawn, I stopped asking whether she would forgive me and started asking a harder question: whether I had it in me to actually become someone worth forgiving. I picked up my car keys. I did not call ahead. I did not send a lawyer, a driver, or a message through anyone. For the first time in longer than I could remember, I made a decision that had nothing to do with business. I drove north towards Rangpur, not knowing what I would find when I arrived, only that for once in my life I was not chasing a deal. I was chasing the one thing I had never learned to hold on to.